So now that we know the engine runs and developed good oil pressure, I'm going to tear it down tonight a bit. We'll pull the front bumper off, and if I get some assistance, I'll pull the whole front clip off. That way we'll have clear access to the engine to replace the cam and paint the block and reseal everything. I might just end up pulling the engine out anyways and do all that work as well. So we'll get this radiator drained and start pulling this front nose off. We got the hood off and the cowl, and we got the front bumper off. Radiator's out, and I believe I have all the bolts for the front clip removed. The clip came off easily, and it's not even that heavy. I expected it to be a couple 100 pounds, but it wasn't bad at all. The inner fenders are spotless, just a little bit of dirt. I'll pressure wash these and then sand the hole with all the black and refinish that. So that'll clean up really nice. This original color of the car, white. Definitely have to pull the motor and get the firewall cleaned up and paint it properly with a spray gun. So I'll get the rest of this disconnected and borrow an engine stand tomorrow, because I lent mine out, never got it back, and get this engine pulled tomorrow. Oh, and another thing that happened today, I finally got my fuel tank back from the tank repair shop. It was acid dipped, I believe. Clean all the rust. It was horrible on the inside. You can see it's got that red coating in it now. They did a good job. Had it for a week, and I don't know how many times they tried to flush this out, but they got all the rust out of there. Got the coating in there. Pretty uniform inside. It's not sure what it's painted with. Maybe like a POR 15. Not too keen on the brush marks. Maybe I'll just get a little bit of a textured undercoat on the underside of it, so when it goes in the car it'll look a little more uniform. I got the sending unit coming from Cantor Auto Products. They were really good to me and didn't have anything in stock, but they were able to track down one through one of their suppliers in Minnesota or somewhere, and it's being drop shipped to me directly. So that'll be here soon, and then we can reinstall the tank. All right, that's a wrap for tonight on the 58 Ford. Got torn apart and torn down as much as I wanted to. The nose and the bumper. I got the exhaust out of it. These things are pretty cool. Complete 60s, early 70s, with the little trumpeted ends on the pipes, painted white, that came out ahead of the rear wheels. This will go back on, at least to drive the car to the exhaust shop when it's done. Going to get something a little bit more, a little bit deeper sounding. Didn't sound too good when we started it today. The mufflers are pretty basically stock. The drive shaft is out. I have to send this to the drive shaft shop. Reason being is I'm not too keen on what I saw on the drive shaft right there. So it looks like this drive shaft was lengthened or shortened at one time. Welded all the way around like that. So I'll have my driveline expert check it out. See if I have to replace that tube. Motor looks really good. We've got the all the core plugs, the freeze plugs on the side down below. Look like brand new. The manifold studs for the front pipes came out no problem. A little heat on the driver's side, but no heat necessary on this side. That frame's dirty but not rusted. We'll get rid of that generator. I've got a one-wire alternator, and then we can get rid of all this wiring here that went up to the voltage regulator. So we'll figure that out. Fuel pump we installed I didn't think was correct, but it did go in, it did work today, so that's good. Master cylinder is going to be replaced. I have to find a comparable two-stage or two-port master and a proportioning valve. I'll do some research on that tomorrow. I heard a late 60s Mustang will work. I'm not going to put power brakes in it yet. I'm just going to get a two-stage master cylinder and replumb it with a proportioning valve for now, and we'll worry about power brakes in the future. I want to get this back together running. Got the nose off without scratching the fenders or the doors, fortunately. Taped up the leading edge of the door, and it was a tight fit. The tape did prevent the scratching, so that was good. I get lucky once in a while. Got all the supplies ready for next time. In the back here, this thing's a little stiff. The camshaft and valve springs and keepers and alternator, intake bolts, ignition wires. Picked up a Summit tachometer that has the oil pressure, water temperature, and voltmeter or amp meter built into the face like a chronograph. It's a white face gauge like the stock speedometer in this thing, so it looked pretty cool. Get that wired up. Got all the underhood detail paints and the engine paint after it's prepped, and then a box full of Napa stuff, water pump, starter, all the gaskets, timing chain kit. So we'll get that going next time. So we'll pressure wash the engine compartment and everything tomorrow, and start prepping things for paint after we get the motor out. Until next time. We got the motor pulled out and found a big problem with the cam bearings. So it's disassembled now, and we're at the engine machine shop. I'm going to drop it off and see what's wrong with it. Get it all put back together so we can install it in the car.